will be recorded. So thank you all so much for joining us today for Own Your Order, our approaches toward meal planning, eating out, and eating on the go. So I have everyone from our Healthier Together team here on the call, and we'll introduce ourselves as we get to the rest of our content. So the goal for today is to prioritize healthy eating even when you're busy. This is such an important topic because it's important to be prepared so that you can stick to your goals. We all have a wide variety of goals that we are trying to achieve. And so it's important that you prioritize that healthy eating so you can feel good before, during, and after your meals. And we're trying to help you find a healthy dietary pattern that's sustainable for you and for your family, and that's going to make you feel your best. So maybe you're thinking, well, I'm a meal planning pro and I feel confident in what I'm eating, what I'm making. I think you'll still be able to find a few tips here. Or maybe you're feeling like stressed out about you don't know what to make. You've tried meal planning before, maybe you don't know what to do. So hopefully you still find some good nuggets of information as well. As a reminder, today's webinar is recorded and we will be sharing the slide deck and the recording with all the attendees and uploading it to Yammer and our YouTube channel. And live transcript is also enabled for those who would like the subtitles. And we'll be sharing the slide deck. And if you have questions throughout, please put them in the chat. Laura, Kyle, and Suzie will be answering those questions throughout, as well as myself, so that if we can't get to it today, we will definitely reach out to you individually if there's too many questions coming in. And yeah, so throw in questions in the chat. Anything about wellness related, we're here to help you out. So my name's Anna Green. I'm the Wellbeing Program Manager with Healthier Together. I've been with Medtronic for about 2.5 years. And fun fact about me is I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan, if you're into football. And I'm super excited to talk to you a little bit more about the importance of what we're talking about today. If you are not familiar already, Healthier Together is your one-stop shop, Healthier Together hub for all wellness information, whether that be a place to sync your device and upload stats about your workouts and steps, or if you're just trying to track healthy habits. Healthier Together is a place where you can track whatever your goal is with healthy habits, learn about new programs, new resources, and then also get rewarded for participating. So you earn Healthier Together points as you participate on the app and the website. And those points translate into recognized points where you can get that tangible reward from the recognized store. If you have not done so already, it's open to all employees and spouses. And this is how you register if you have not already. And then we have a link for you at the end to get Healthier Together points for attending today's webinar. And here's just some more information about some things you can do on Healthier Together. And you'll have this when we send out the slide deck. So it's important to set your goals. If you need any help setting those goals, helping to guide you along the way, we'll be sharing some resources at the end on how we can get involved in your wellness journey so that you can take care of your body and take care of your mind. The food that you eat impacts your body in so many different ways, not only physically, but also mentally and emotionally. And so we hope that you'll find some tips and tricks today. And understanding it's all relative. What works for Kyle may not work for you, but hopefully some of the tips he or Laura or Suzie provide can help you along your way. So our first poll question that I'm launching right now is, how comfortable are you with meal prepping, eating on the go, or eating out? So feel free to answer that poll. And the goal today is to try and find some things that you can implement in your own life and with your families. And we'll discuss some ways that you can take action at the end. So I'll give you about 30 more seconds to answer this poll here. And then I'll share the results so you can see. Alrighty, I'll go ahead and end this. Most people have answered here. Share the results. So we have a lot of people kind of in that middle portion, somewhat comfortable, feeling okay. We have a few meal prepping pros, so maybe you guys can share some insight at the end too. And we have some people that are not comfortable at all. I'm totally with you on there. And so hopefully I can learn some things too from everyone else sharing. So yeah, thank you so much for participating in our poll. We have another one at the end too.
Wonderful. Thank you, Anna. So my name is Laura. I'll be talking with you today about meal planning and meal prepping. So there's just some information about me. I guess some fun facts is my husband and I had our wedding ceremony in the church my great-great-grandpa built from the ground up in a very, very small town in South Dakota. And so that was a lot of fun. It doesn't have any electricity or heat or any of that, but it was still wonderful. All right. If you're like many of us, when the clock approaches 5 p.m., we start to worry about what's for dinner. Meal planning and prepping is a great way to make sure you're eating a balanced diet, meeting your nutritional needs, saving money, and spending quality time with your family. All right, so we'll dive into meal planning. And I just wanted to, of course, there's many other benefits of meal planning, but here are just 4 of the basic ones. So positive health effects. Planning and making meals at home are typically lower in calories, have more fiber, have more vegetables, fewer carbohydrates, less sodium, sugar, and saturated fat. Individuals who regularly prepare meals have less body fat, which lowers the risk of developing type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol. Budgeting, grocery shopping efficiency. Obviously, planning and making meals at home saves money, but one study found that it costs 5 times more to order a dish from a restaurant than it does to cook it at home. Also, with meal planning, you will know what items you need to purchase, which makes grocery shopping more efficient, cuts down on unplanned trips to buy 1 or more 2 items, and makes impulse buying easier to resist. Quality family time. Meal planning is a great way to spend time with family and loved ones. Ask them to suggest meal ideas, go grocery shopping with you, and make dinner together. And lastly, creativity. This is a great opportunity to try new recipes and culturally diverse ingredients or menu options that you always wanted to try. All right, so meal planning, we'll be talking about meal planning basics, and we'll go over some routines. So meal planning basics here. Like I stated before, ask family members to contribute ideas, go grocery shopping together, and help prepare meals together. Find recipes that suit your lifestyle. If you're a busy parent like me, much of the time you want quick and easy meals. So try utilizing some kitchen appliances like an Instant Pot, slow cooker, or even just one-pot meals that are quick and easy. Plan a week of meals at a time. This will make meal planning easier because you'll be focused on those 7 days and you won't feel so overwhelmed looking at the month ahead. Schedule. After you have planned the meals you want for the week, determine what days you will be having those meals. Make sure to include days that you'll have leftovers or special occasions. Mix up recipes. Look for sales and seasonal items. To save time and money, check out your local grocery store for sales on products that you frequently use in your home. Buying certain fresh fruits and vegetables during their peak season will save you money and encourage you to widen your nutritional diversity. Okay, and then mix up recipes. Keep your meals interesting by planning some meatless or substituting a breakfast for dinner. Alternate new recipes and old favorites. And lastly, keep it diverse. Keep in mind the nutritional value your meal will have on you and your family. Include a diverse variety of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and proteins during your week. And meal planning routine. So now that we have a game plan, we're going to make it into a routine. Try a theme To make meal planning simple, designate various days of the week with a theme. For example, Mondays can be meatless Mondays or turkey Tuesdays. Utilize leftovers. Find creative ways to use leftovers from the night before. For example, if you have leftover grilled chicken, you can use that to make chicken tacos for the next day. I also like to freeze my leftovers in freezer-safe containers to keep their freshness. This also makes for meals faster meals when I'm running low on time. Recycle your menus. Don't discard your meal plans at the end of the week. Instead, store favorite recipes in a physical binder or virtual document. Be flexible. Life has a way of giving us surprises during the week. So to lessen the mealtime stress, feel free to swap meals or ingredients around during the week. Meal prepping. Okay, there are a few different ways to meal prep. You may think that cooking meals for the week ahead will consume your weekend. However, because there are various ways to meal prep, you don't have to stand in the kitchen for an entire Sunday afternoon. Everyone can find a suitable meal preparation style. The method that will work best for you depends on your goals and daily routines. So here are a few ideas to start you off with. Some make-ahead meals. This is where full meals are cooked in advance, which can be refrigerated and reheated at other meal times. Batch cooking. Make large batches of a specific recipe, then splitting it into individual portions to be frozen and or eaten over the next few days. These make for popular warm lunch or dinner options. Individually portioned meals. Preparing fresh meals and proportioning them into individual grab-and-go portions to be refrigerated and eaten over the next few days. This makes for quick lunches. And ready-to-cook ingredients. Prepping the ingredients required for specific meals ahead of time as a way to cut down on cooking time in the kitchen.
Excellent ideas. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Kyle. I'm a well-being specialist with the Healthier Together team, and I've been with Medtronic for about 2 years now. I will be talking to you about eating out. So eating out, if you want to go to the next slide too, Anna, can sometimes be stressful when you are working toward nutrition or body composition goals. There's no need to feel like you need to say no when an opportunity comes up, or if you do go out, feel regret. This is where owning your order really takes shape. Before you go out, you can do a couple simple things to set yourself up for success. First, review your goals. Remind yourself what you are working toward. Second, look at the menu ahead of time if it's available. With technology available to us about any time or anywhere, take a moment to browse through the menu and make a selection, or at least get an idea of what you might like to order. Also, some menus might even have calorie content and macronutrients that you can consider as well. As you're reading or looking through the mouth-watering pictures, look for items that are colorful and have variety and might fit within your goals. If you can split your meal with a friend, your spouse, or a coworker, that's even better, more power to you. More times than not, the menu item is a larger portion than needed in one sitting. If you can't split a meal with someone, when you receive your meal, ask for a to-go box right away and split it. Set it aside and don't sneak an extra French fry or more of that portion. When you are eating, be conscious of how you're eating. It takes your brain 20 minutes to receive the signal from your stomach that you are full. So slow down, leisurely take bites, and enjoy the full taste spectrum of each bite or the conversation amongst your group. And lastly, don't be afraid to ask for substitutes or specifics for your meal. condiments or dressings on the side, maybe grilled chicken versus the crispy chicken that comes with your salad. Be respectful toward what the restaurant is capable of providing, but remember, it's your meal, your calories, your goals. That's it.
Alrighty, all super great ideas. And as we were talking about before, what is important is that you do review those goals before you go out, before you meal plan, so that you can stick with it, even when you're in that stressful situation of making lunch right when you get home from work, or making dinner, whatever you call it, supper, making that meal right when you get home, so that if you have those goals in mind, you'll be ready to take action in the necessary way. So we will be doing a flex break, our first flex break we've done in our wellness webinars. 45 minutes, quite a long time to sit there and just listen to somebody talk. So we're going to do a quick flex break, and I'm also going to describe our kind of custom events option that we have, because some people may not be familiar with it. So wherever you are, take a minute, stand on up. I'm going to raise up my computer so you're not staring at me from down below. All righty. You can do all these stretches seated if you would like. We're just going to work on the upper body, but we're going to be standing. All right, so let's do some neck circles. Tracing a huge circle with your nose. Let your arms dangle by your sides. Just feeling yourself standing up nice and tall, sitting up tall in your chair, whichever option you're choosing. And let's reverse, go the other way around. Flex breaks are not only good for stretching your physical body, but they're a super awesome pause from a mental break from your work, from this webinar. Good, all right, look straight forward. We're gonna do some shoulder rolls, up and back. Now, if you don't already know, our wellness team does custom events. And let's go to a chicken wing. Hands to your shoulders, elbows up and around. And so if you have a meeting that you're leading, a town hall, a conference, anything like that, we can hop into your meeting and lead a flex break. Big circles, up and back. Be mindful of your surroundings. So if you'd like any of those custom events, we can hop into your meeting, provide a stretch break, provide a meditation. All right, let's go the other way, forward. If you want, you can alternate, kind of swim. Yeah, so if you'd like us to join in on any of your meetings, let us know. It's free. Chicken wing forward. Turkey wing, whatever wing you want them to have. And shoulder rolls. Awesome job. So now our shoulders are a little more warm. We'll just stretch out the neck. Bring your ear to your shoulder and just let that other arm hang by your side. You can flex your wrist if you'd like, or bring your palm forward. Just take a nice deep breath in and out. Beautiful. Let's go the other direction. Other hand hanging by the side. Take a nice breath in and out. Awesome job. Carefully come back through center. We'll take one hand across the body, gently grabbing on, pulling back, relax your shoulder, avoid that elbow joint. And you can roll out your wrist if you want a little extra. And let's do the other arm. We're just flying through, just getting up and moving. Ideally, you'd like to hold stretches for a little longer. We're just going to move a little bit more. All righty, 2 more to go. We're doing a little wishy-washy, my technical term. You're just going to let the upper body swing. If you want, just lift that back heel so you can twist a little more. If you have space, be careful I don't knock over my candle on my desk. You can let the arms swing. Awesome work. Come back through center, slow it down. Take your feet wide, stand up tall. We're gonna do 3 deep breaths together. Breathe in, reach your arms up. And exhale, arms down. Good, 2 more. Breathe in, maybe you reach down if you want, and then breathe up. And out. Beautiful job. 1 more, breathe in. And out. Awesome job. That concludes our flex break, but that does not conclude the webinar. So take a minute, sit back down, and I will get this presentation back on up. So as a reminder, excuse me, if you did enjoy that flex break, we have live flex breaks Monday through Thursday, and these times listed here are in Central Time. If you would like the flex breaks added to your calendar, it's just a 15-minute stretch break with Kyle on Zoom. You can click on that link once we send out the slide deck. So those are some options to do live. If live does not work out for you, depending on your time zone or your meeting schedule, you can do stretches on demand, and you can click on the link here, and that takes you to our YouTube channel where we have a stretch break playlist as well as some other great rehabilitation exercises. So you can take a break on your own time. And then lastly, those custom events. You can contact any one of us for, and we can join in on any meeting, whether you have 4 people or whether you have 800 people plus. We can be there leading a stretch break, a meditation. If you want us to do a custom webinar on a particular topic, we can do that for you.
All right. My name is Suzie. I don't know, you might still be spotlighted. I'm not sure if you are or not. I don't know. Okay. So my name is Suzie. I have been with Medtronic for a solid 4 months now at this point. But I've been in the health and wellness field for about 6 years or so now. I get to talk to you about on-the-go food in general. That's not my baby, that's my niece, and she's the cutest thing in the world. Just thought I'd preface that. But she is adorable, and she is, oh gosh, how old is she now? She's like 4 months old, but she's in 1 year clothes. So she's really, really big, and she's adorable. Okay, we can move on. So eating on the go, I'm going to talk about both eating on the go kind of as you're moving from point to point, and then also eating on the go as reference to kind of what snacking in the office would look like. So I got a couple different options for you today. But before I even get into any of that, I want to talk about what a quality snack would look like. So some snacking traits rather would be to be filling. You don't want to have a snack that you're going to continue to be hungry after. So when we're looking for filling snacks, we want something that's whole grain, something that has fiber, not looking at your calories, because just because something has 300 calories doesn't mean it's going to be filling. We want to look more underneath your carbs or fiber content, making sure that fiber content is a little bit higher. So typically that's in whole grains, it's in fruits, whole vegetables. This typically has a little bit more fiber. And that's going to keep you fuller for longer. Ideally, at least while we're eating on the go, we don't really want anything super messy. I mean, if you have kids, ideally you don't want to have messy snacks, because then it requires you to pick it up and then you're not moving very quickly, right? So not messy. I'm thinking, especially for car foods, no spoons, everything is just kind of can grab and go. Non-refrigerated or small refrigerator as an option. So something that's just quick grab and go. Realistically, when we're eating our snacks, we want 2 food groups if possible. So maybe it's dairy and fruit, or it's grains and fruit, or fats and nuts. Well, fats and nuts are the same thing. Protein and veggies, something that gets a little bit of everything in there. When we have more than one food group, we're actually overall supporting that healthy dietary eating pattern. If we're just eating something in one food group, it's a possibility that we're just going to have a little bit heavy in a specific food group. So I don't want you being I have no idea what that food is. It looks like a grain, like a quinoa of some sort. Is what it looks like realistically. But having multiple food groups allows for kind of lots of variation within that snack. And that way, also when we're looking at our meals, if you don't get a specific food group in, say, breakfast, that morning snack has the option to fill that vacant food group, if that makes sense. Easy grab and go, pretty basic there. And then always making sure that we are providing ourselves with healthy options. If we don't provide healthy options, we're inevitably going to pick the unhealthy ones. So making sure that we try for all of the healthy options. So as we go, I'm thinking car snacks. I know growing up, I was always told, don't eat in the car, don't eat in the car. But I have at least personally found if I don't eat in the car, I'm stopping at a fast food restaurant on the way home because I'm so hungry and I can't make it to my house. So these are kind of in emergency situation car snacks. Personally, right now, I have an entire box of Nature Valley granola bars in my car for the end of a workday when I want to get home to make food because I'm meal planned and I have that food ready to make when I get home, but I'm hungry now. So I don't stop at McDonald's and get some small fries and a little shake. So making sure that we are setting ourselves up for success. So having options in your car to make it home. Things like granola bars, that's going to be in your grain category. Your nuts or trail mix is going to be more in your protein and fat category. Sun chips or baked chips in the individual bags. Ideally, we want something that is more whole grain. So that's why I said sun chips, because they're whole grain. 100% fruit snacks or fruit leather, that is dried fruit essentially. Some sort of jerky. Something to be noted with both the nuts and the jerky and the dried fruit is that we do want to portion things out before we even bring them into the car. Because that's kind of one of the biggest reasons that people say don't eat in the car, is because it's kind of a mindless thing, because you have to be focused on driving, right? So when we're eating in the car, it's something that you aren't really terribly mindful of. So if we're portioning out a smaller portion of those nuts, so we're not overindulging calorie-wise, but we can get something to get us a little bit further. So making sure those nuts, jerky, when we're having things like jerky, there's a lot of saturated fat, so we don't want to overindulge in that saturated fat, although it will keep us a little bit more full. But making sure you're, especially on the calorie-dense snacks, dried fruit, that we're portioning those out before we bring them into the car so that you don't have to try and think about it and think about driving. Easy squeeze applesauce, not just for kids. They are super convenient for cars. Whole apple or banana, again, we don't really want to be eating oranges in the car because you have to peel it, the whole 9 yards, unless you pre-cut them and brought them into the car. Popcorn, pre-made popcorn. I'm assuming most of you don't have microwaves in your car, but maybe it's Skinny Pop, or you're at home and you have a Whirly Pop to make your own popcorn and you bring it in a baggie to bring with you. Popcorn serving size is 3 cups. So like 3 scoops about yay big is a serving of popcorn. So you get a lot of bang for your buck there for popcorn, just saying. From car snacks, we also have work snacks. So something to bring to your office, maybe even to just have set up if you're still working from home, having this snacking space prepared for yourself so you're not running to the kitchen every 2 seconds to eat the snacks you didn't really want to eat. Maybe it's just slow on my end. But moving on to that next, at work. These are some of my favorite at work snacks. It might be a little bit different from you, but at work you have the ability to use a few more things. So like you typically have a microwave available to you. Sometimes there's a fridge. And so hopefully you have kind of those options. So when we're thinking about on the go at work, we have a little bit more things that we can eat. One of my favorites is instant oatmeal packs, and either using fresh fruit, dried fruit, something to like sprinkle on the top there. And I just keep the whole entire box of instant oatmeal packs and then a bowl and a spoon at my desk, and then make it as I'm hungry. It's a really great snack. It doesn't have to be just at breakfast time. It can be in the afternoon. You need a little pick-me-up, that instant oatmeal pack. And again, looking at most of these, there's two-ish food groups in each of these. Yogurt and granola is dairy and grains. Cottage cheese and fruit, dairy and fruit. Trail mix and nuts. Typically, trail mix has dried fruits in it. Nuts, you got some protein in there. Popcorn, my suggestion to you is not to burn the bag of popcorn in the microwave, or everybody on your floor will hate you. Just saying. At my old office, there was somebody that would always make popcorn and always burn it right before I had to teach group fitness, and I was so upset every time. So please don't be that person. Fruit cups or canned fruit. This is something that I don't think about as often, but they have like fruit cups, apple sauces, whatever it may be, but you can also just grab like a 65-cent canned fruit. Ideally, when we're looking at canned fruit, it's either in 100% fruit juice or in water, not the heavy syrup. If you don't have an option, light syrup. But just having a can, opening it up, just eating the fruit right from the can. Been there, done that. It's actually really filling. And if we're checking on that added sugar piece there, it's really can be a very successful snack there. In the same sense, canned veggies, also pretty good. This is where kind of that sodium piece a lot of people get worried about. So say you have a can of green beans. What you can do, you have your bowl because you use it for oatmeal every once in a while, but you take those veggies, rinse them off, throw them in the bowl, throw them in the microwave, warm them up, maybe have a little salt shaker at your desk, whatever you need. I mean, we just rinsed off all the sodium, but like at least you're putting on what you know as far as sodium content for those green beans. But canned veggies can work the same. My suggestion for most canned fruits and vegetables is to rinse them off in, oh yeah, I bet there are actually, now that you say that, Kyle, veggie cups as well. Whole fruits, just like car tips. You can make them the oranges if you want to cut them up. You'll have the space and the availability to typically. Whole grain crackers like Triscuits, dried dried chickpeas, and with all sorts of different flavors. It's kind of one of the new like kind of replacement for chips. They're crunchy. I've had like sriracha chickpeas, and they are so good. So suggestion, try dried chickpeas if you haven't, or if you have an air fryer at home. It's a kind of a fun task to make your own if you're interested in something along those lines. And then if you don't have any of those options and your car is empty and you don't have any snacks in there and you're around any of the Medtronic cafeterias, they have wraps and salads and that kind of to-go area that you can kind of check out on your own. And those are really good options as well. I just think having options that are healthy is going to set you up for success regardless of where you are. Obviously, any of the car snacks could work at work as well. And again, it doesn't have to be just in the office. This can be at home, creating your workspace and creating like a snacking space so that you don't go to the unhealthy chips, you don't go to the marshmallows, whatever it is. You have the healthy options even while you're at home. I believe that concludes most of what I have.
And Suzie, we had a question about a few people have spoke to this, but how to avoid added sugars and like what is too much salt. So a recommendation I have is to always look at, especially with like the fruit cups and trail mixes and those sorts of things, to look at where it says sugar and then look for added sugar on that nutrition facts panel. There's sugar in fruit, there's sugar in vegetables. So it's important that you read and see if any is added. That sugar that's in that fruit is totally great. And like, that's the sugar that you would want because your brain needs sugar to survive. But the added sugars is what you want to avoid. Suzie, do you know off the top of your head, like the recommendations for sodium and sugar?
Sodium is 2,300 milligrams, I want to say, per day. It adds up really, really quickly. That's why kind of the suggestion to rinse off the canned veggies, that type of stuff. As far as jerky goes, you're gonna get sodium regardless. It's just checking on that food label where it says sodium, and you can kind of figure out where you're at for the day. If you're creating your own meals, if you're meal planning and meal prepping on your own, you know how much sodium you're getting in those meals as well. So kind of working together with everything. Again, the car snacks are really just kind of in emergency situations, ideally, because I mean, some of us do have 45-minute drives to and from work. So finding, ideally, we're not eating that jerky every single day. And that's also why that food portioning is really, really important with the jerky, with the nuts and that kind of stuff, because calories can add up pretty quick. Sodium can add pretty quick. So we just want to be aware of that. Excuse me. But yeah, it's 2,300, I want to say milligrams off the top of my head.
Alrighty, so we will do our poll question after I go over some next steps. These are some ideas on different resources you could look into to help you get started. We've gone over a few different tips and things to apply, and you may feel overwhelmed. There is a lot that you can try. And so hopefully this helps you pick a way to get started. So there's a few different resources on Healthier Together where you can get personalized habits, tips, depending on what your goals are, or maybe what you're struggling with. So one would be the Virgin Pulse Nutrition Guide, and this is all on Healthier Together. And the link is on the first few slides. And you can take a little quiz depending on what you're focusing on. So I think the one I customized mine to right now is avoiding extra sugar. That's like one of my goals because I was going to those candy bars and I love the trail mix. That's like puppy chow and all of the good sugary trail mix, but trying to find different trail mix options that would be better and to keep me full longer. So they provide then personalized healthy habits on your daily cards, personalized tips that are going to be for whatever you're working on. And then there's a ton of recipes that you can link to from that nutrition guide, and it's that customized content for you. And then Food Smart, this is a US only offering. I did just want to highlight it for those who are in the US. This platform has a NutriQuiz, which is a similar dietary assessment like Virgin Pulse has. And it's then you can from there find over 1 million recipes in 40 plus categories, ranging from meatless, vegan, budget friendly, low calorie, 20 minutes or less, 30 minutes or less. I mean, there's so many categories, and all of these recipes go into great depth. And it's not like you're reading a blog that has someone's life story at the beginning. It's just the recipe, how you can prepare that meal. And I find those to be really great recipes and a good place to, you can see, oh, I have maybe some chicken and something else, the chicken and veggies, what can I make with this? And it gives you lots of great options depending on what you have in your fridge. And then here are a few different ones that I've linked. So we have a YouTube playlist with recipe tips and like watch along videos, and we'll be adding to these more in the next few months or so. So you can watch those healthy recipes come to life in Kyle and Laura's kitchen. And then there's also in the Learn Together playlist, we have a lot of tip videos on ways to sync your devices with Healthier Together, ways to sync to navigate MyFitnessPal or other apps, and different ways to engage with Healthier Together. And then we do offer one-on-one health coaching. It is a free offering. So it's myself, Laura, Kyle, and Suzie. So reach out to any one of us. Our contact information is on the next few slides here, and we can help you kind of get started or jump back in wherever you are on your journey. And if you want to put meal planning into action, we can meet with you to help with that meal planning and have that accountability, guidance, and that motivation. And then I found a great article from Precision Nutrition about eating on the go that goes really into depth on everything that we talked about today. So there's another great resource if you want to learn more about it. So we will launch our final poll here. So what is one thing that you are going to try today to own your order? This is not a comprehensive list of everything that we covered, but what's that one action step that you're going to take today? If it's not any of these, just pick a random one and write what you're going to try in the chat. And then the second question on the poll is, how confident are you in your ability to accomplish this one task? I think everyone is probably going to feel that confident I can do this side, but that positive self-talk is so important in the mindset that you approach meal planning, meal prepping, eating out is so important. If you go into it with, this is just too much, I hate meal planning, it's most likely not going to go the way you want it to. So feel confident in yourself. You have how many years of experience cooking, making meals? You've made it this far in life. And so now you can just make things more efficient and feel better about what you are preparing. So then you can actually enjoy your food.
And a real quick question came up with, how do the U.S. employees access Food Smart? Is that through Healthier Together?
Yes. So from Healthier Together, you can go to the Programs tab and then just search Food Smart. It's formerly known as Zipongo. So Food Smart is a little easier to understand. So yeah, you can just search Food Smart and then it comes up on that Programs tab. Same with the nutrition guide. So here are the results. We've got some people going to write a weekly menu. That is what I'm going to try, because I wait until that night and be like, what am I eating? And then it takes forever to figure it out. Find new recipes, eating on the go. Great, we got lots of people saying they can do this. We believe that you can, and we're here to help you on whatever you're trying to work on. So once we do send out the slide deck, you'll be able to click there to fill out a form to earn reward points. I'm also putting the link in the chat. So if you click on this Microsoft form, if you have any feedback you'd like to share, please give us your honest feedback. We would love to know what topics you want covered, how you think the presentation went. That is so critical for our planning for next year and the webinars we will be leading. We will be leading a monthly webinar starting back up in January. We'll lead one every single month. So you have lots of great content coming for you. What other questions do we have? Someone said, see you soon for Thursday's flex break. Yes. Someone had a question, recommendations on meal delivery services. Some seem very high in calories per portion. I've tried HelloFresh in the past. I'm a larger human, so the portions were pretty small for me. And I was working out a ton at the time. So the calories per portion were normal for the types of foods it was, but the portions were definitely smaller. But I loved, it was super easy to put everything together.
Yeah, I've tried Home Chef, and those portions seemed comparable to like a 4-star restaurant, not super small, but something appropriate that you would typically get. I don't remember the specifics on like calories and macronutrients. I know that was explained on their little recipe card. But I mean, good food, great tasting food. Just, when you do look into those options, a lot of companies allow you to see their recipes kind of in their complete form, not just a picture and a name. So you can kind of see the ingredient list and be able to pick and choose ones that you might like or might want to avoid based on just some of those ingredients. I know one of which that I've tried, it was fantastic, but the sauce was just a regular full fat cream cheese based like sauce. So
And someone else had a question asking about Wonder, formerly known as Naturally Slim. So that is offered to all employees. You can apply now for Wonder. It is free for all US employees. And if you are out of the US, there is a discount code. So if you go to the Healthier Together Yammer community and you search Wonder, WONDR, you can find the post with all the information about who's eligible, who's not, how much does it cost, the code, the link, and all of that. And if you still can't find it, just email one of us. So thank you all so much for joining us today for our wellness webinar. We are very happy that you joined us. And if you have any additional questions, comments, please let us know. Like I said, we will be sharing the slide deck and the recording. And we hope you have a great rest of your day. And we'll be back next year with our wellness webinars, but you'll be seeing plenty of us in the next few weeks. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.